My name is Huma Ahmed-Ghosh, and I'm Professor Emeriti in the Department of Women's Studies at San Diego State University. I was born in London, Great Britain, and at the age of 5, my family moved back to India because India was newly liberated from the British and they wanted to contribute to its development. So my parents, my aunts and uncles were very liberal. They were social activists. So all of that contributed to my early childhood. I really grew up in India and I did all my education till my master's and another degree called MPhil, which is a 2-year degree after an MA in India, and came to the University of Chicago initially, and then got my PhD from Syracuse University in anthropology. And then I moved to San Diego and I taught in San Diego forever. I taught in UCSD briefly and then got a tenure track position in San Diego State and was there for 25 years before I retired 2 years ago. What I am today is a culmination of my family, my education, my travels. Maybe subconsciously, my role models were my parents. In fact, growing up as a child, I thought feminism ruled because in my household, my mother lived as a feminist. And then my father too was very influential because he led the true socialist life. So I must have subconsciously imbibed a lot of that. I was very privileged and blessed to be in that environment. But I do credit a lot of what I am today to my growth, intellectual growth in India and later at San Diego State University. The advice I would give young people is something that I remind myself to a lot on almost a daily basis when I'm engaging with my activism. And the first one is patience and persistence. We have to be really patient and persistent and not give up when we have a goal in mind. My second would be that you have to do one thing at a time. I find that many people want everything in their lives at the same time when they're young. And I tell them, you can have everything, but one at a time. Something that I have found through all of my experiences that for social activism and for intellectual development, you cannot have a fragile ego. Life is about ups and downs. And working with communities has to be about working on their terms and not on your own. And the last that I would advise is working very hard. You have to work very hard, and much harder than you think when you set out to start something. So to be prepared for all these things, yeah.